So this is week 5, right? Days of Dragon Con, week 5.
I've lost track of weeks at this
Well, that's
point.
what I put in the little title, so I hope it's right.
Yeah,
As
it is. That's okay.
always, as always, we're sponsored by Becca Doodles, Arta Wigs, Sugar Tits, Game Masters Guild, Pop Cycle Baubles, SuperHeroStuff.com, Rising Mist Designs, Itanya Designs, and Balls Energy Drink. Now, how much balls do you need right now
Oh,
to
I have
get through
plenty.
your costume?
I have never had a problem. No one's ever told me I needed more of that. But one good thing is this week, well, last week I was feeling pretty sick and I was working on the camera. I recovered, thankfully, and I've made a good bit of progress this week. As you can see in the back here of me, I have everything pretty much modeled on my mannequin. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Cape is completely done. Hood is all finished. I was working on the embroidery on the top part of the hood last week, over the weekend, got it finished up. Um, Worked on some of the shoulder embellishments. I still haven't wired everything up permanently yet. A lot of the wiring is still loose in the back. I haven't hit everything yet. It needs to be hidden still. But one nice thing is I have this smoke generator mounted inside of the cape, and it works pretty good. Actually can test it here if you'd like to see it.
Yes.
I know, I figured you would.
And I like the little pouch you made out of Warbler to hold your stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of needed at this point. Definitely kind of needed. Um, Basically, Warble has been a godsend for me. I didn't use it last year on anything because I didn't know what it was, and then I
Mm-hmm.
got used to it pretty much after Dragon Con, and it's made my life a lot easier. One good thing. But
This is amazing.
it's fun. It's fun. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see this. That might be a little
Oh
low on
wow.
fluid, but plus I have a ceiling fan going in here,
It
so
looks so cool.
it's blowing it around a little bit. But the reservoirs on these are really tiny. They require like an air bellows on them. You can see my hands behind here. I
Mm-hmm.
don't actually have the air pump hooked up yet.
Mm-hmm.
When I do, it'll be a larger pump. It'll be able to force a lot more air into the fluid chamber, keeps it pressurized, so it creates the smoke. Right now I'm working on just a little tiny one, it's about the size of an eyedropper that they actually come with.
Oh my
But,
goodness.
it throws a lot of smoke for just a tiny little bellows. So once I get a
Right.
much larger one, um, I'll have a lot more smoke going on.
It looks so cool though.
Yeah, it's a neat effect, and there's probably enough in here to keep it running intermittently, probably a good part of the night. When I want to
Okay.
turn it off. It doesn't use a whole lot of the fluid. The whole big thing is for what fluid's used up, you have to replace that with air.
Mm-hmm.
Reason for having to have some sort of an air bellows on it, but I'll disconnect it here. I'm still running on just wires at the point. I don't have it all quite connected yet. You can see this type of smoke. It lingers a lot. It's
Mm-hmm.
sort of heavier because it's vapor. It's water vapor, so it's a little bit heavier.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a ceiling fan going like I did. It'll just sort of linger around the hood. And it's still throwing some smoke on it now, even though it's turned off. But you really can't. The camera's actually not picking it up, but it's something you can see in person. So I think that
Right.
effect will work out. I'm hoping.
Oh my God, it's gonna be so cool.
But yeah, it's basically, I've shown you before, just one of these little guys right here. Just mounted up into the back. Used Warbler, basically mounting the two shoulder pads together. It made a brace and a nice
Mm-hmm.
platform for this and the battery and everything. Uh, this one here is going to go into the sight blade. It's already all cut, has a little mount for it to mount the
Mm-hmm.
inside of it. You have to mount these things on an angle because of the way the reservoirs are located.
Okay.
But this should blow a good bit of smoke just right out the top. The top actually has holes in it for the smoke to rise out of to make it look like a burning lantern. So we're hoping that'll work out.
Oh
That'll
my
be the next fun
goodness.
project. And then the whole deal is to keep this stuff all running. All the lights working at the same time, the air,
Mhm.
smoke, uh, while wearing all of this stuff.
How many batteries do you think you're going to need?
There will be two 9 volts on me on my person here, and
Mhm.
9 volts inside of the lantern. Basically, a 9 volt to activate the lights either on the suit or the lantern, and then
Mm.
another 9 volt for the smoke generators. So
That's not that bad.
4 total. No, no. My Iron Man suit, I was running uh, 5 9 volt batteries total, uh, 6 double A's, and 2 triple A's.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a pain. It was expensive when that stuff would go dead.
Jeez, because 9 volts aren't cheap.
No, even if you buy cheap ones, they don't. They're good for LEDs, but they only last for maybe 4 hours.
Right.
So gotta be real careful with that. But my next project, what I've been working on since the cape's done, I'm going to probably wire it up and get it working one of these days. I've sort of been putting it off because I have to take it all off the mannequin here, get the wiring working on it. But I've been working on the gauntlets and the bracer
Mhm.
costume. Again, something I'm working on. It's fun with Warbler. Actually, let's see, I grab one here. Found these really cool neoprene gloves at Lowe's.
Okay.
They're for like working out in the garden. But what's
Right.
neat, it's hard to see it, they were dipped. They're partially dipped, not tops. They're
Mm.
still framed, but the fingers and the palms are all dipped in a grip material, non-slip material.
Right.
I found it that I can put these on and I can turn on like switches and things like that, and I can actually feel stuff because I have to be
Mm.
carrying that around with me.
Right.
Uh, so I'm using these as a base to build the gauntlets, and then eventually the bracers will mount to it as well. And I've actually gotten started on those. The basically the fingertips actually have all of these finished and painted.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
it's real simple design. These are all just made out of Warbler. They're made to look like they're real rough metal.
Right.
They're going to get nicked around, banged around a lot, so there's no real point in painting them up really nice.
Right.
I actually have one all mounted up right here. So it's coming along. Uh,
Wow.
what's nice is my fingers, all the like the tips and everything like that, they're still exposed where I can touch something on it.
Right.
These are actually coated. I have a little technique that I use with Warbler. Um, Before and after bare Warbler, obviously we've talked about this. You can't sand it. You have to coat it with
Right.
something. A lot of people use white glue um, or wood glue because it
Right.
works. Uh, there's something even better than that. I actually use super glue. Beauty of that is it's plastic. Super glue is permanent bonding to any type of plastic part.
Mm.
And then after I paint something, I dip them again in super glue, which basically makes them unchippable.
Nice.
This paint won't chip, hanging around. You have to really gouge into it deep to be able to get paint off of it. And at that point, you'd be taking Warbler with it.
Right.
So we're getting there after now that I have all these done. Actually, the other ones are done. For the other hand, I just don't have them riveted on
Mountain.
yet.
Right.
I have to do another set for the first knuckles. This is part exposed, obviously, because I want to have some mobility. So
Mhm.
I'll have some knuckle pieces, then a piece that'll be covering my knuckles, the rest of my hand, down to my
Mhm.
wrist. And then I haven't figured out how to integrate the bracers into it yet, but this is pretty flexible stuff. I can move around, grab things, hold,
Can
bottles.
you use a cell phone?
With this, nope. Doesn't
Even if
work on
you
touch screens. I actually tried that. I can push buttons,
um
but
what you call it? If you get conductive thread,
hmm
when we're done, I'll send you the link. You
hmm
can sew it into the fingertips and then you
yeah,
can use your phone.
yeah, that's what I saw. That I'm pretty sure this costume, I don't
Mhm.
even carry a phone.
Oh my God.
Most of my stuff, like my Iron Man suit, I actually had my phone integrated into the bracer. I'm
Mhm.
not going to do that with this one. I wasn't planning on it. But although I might have to, now you're making me remind me of it, that I actually might have to do that. Uh, but yeah, I was thinking of going phoneless for once. Yeah.
I just I get so like scared about that idea because like you never know what's gonna happen. You might get separated from people,
Yeah,
especially with the neoprene on your head
yeah,
and like passing
yeah,
out stuff.
yeah. I might have to figure out something to do with that. The pockets that I have here, unfortunately, there's no way to actually make them deep enough to completely cover a cell phone. But I've been known with similar vests to just sort of walk with a cell phone hanging out of it. But again, it's going to be hard to just handle one. I mean,
Right, right,
I can hold things like the that handle, but I don't know about working a phone or something like that. And they're not going to be that easy to get off because
right.
of the bracers on too. I don't know. That's
Cosplay
something.
problems.
Yeah, I haven't even thought of that yet. So, uh-oh.
Sorry.
I'm just going to have to recruit a handler to follow me around.
Yeah, you might have to.
But
Because you're still gonna need your badge and your room key.
badges aren't too bad. Those just usually clip them on myself, usually behind my cape or something, so that
Hmm.
they're hidden. Room key, I can at least do that in my pockets. The
Right.
things with my vests are always functional that I can do pockets with, but yeah, the pants, no pockets. They were dress pants. They didn't have pockets in the patterns anyway in the
Right.
19th century, so I never bothered to redo one. But yeah, I might figure something out with my phone. You made me think that might actually have to be integrated somehow.
It might be a little harder for you, especially with the gloves on.
Yeah.
But one of the good things about being a girl that cosplays and you have to wear all those boots, those
hmm
high boots, I just stick my phone in my boot.
The boot phone.
Yep.
I'm going to have high boots too, but I don't know if it'll fit or not. Now I'm thinking about that.
But it
Um,
would be getting it in and out with those gloves.
well, I don't know. Let's see. Grab my phone real quick. We'll find out. Well, I can hold it,
Right.
just not too well. Hey, guess what?
What?
It works.
Good.
It works. I can actually hit stuff with it.
Oh, that's good news.
Yep, we're gonna have. That means we got to integrate it. Uh, More things to make.
Sorry.
It's okay. That's actually a really good idea because yeah, you don't know when you're going to get separated, and I bet there's going to be at least 80,000 people there this year.
Yep. It's gonna be a lot of people.
Everybody will be in the Marriott at one time, which is usually
I'm planning on hiding out in the Hilton for a while.
yeah, but that hiding spot's small. The Hilton fills up real quick.
That's
They don't have
true.
a big lobby on the Hilton.
That's
Uh,
true.
Everybody hides out at the 10th floor, the Marriott. I think that's
Yeah.
where the photographers are at. My whole big thing is, and in all honesty, with this costume, I'm going to limit myself when I'm hauling that scythe around because
Hmm.
it does have weight to it. It's bulky because of the blade being still heavy, although it's foam. Uh, I just going through crowds, I'm just seeing myself banging that thing off and stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, I need it for the costume contest on Friday. Obviously, when we do some photo shoots and things like that, get together on Saturday. I think I might be wandering around without it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think no one's gonna give you a hard time if you don't have it on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of integral to the character, but you know I'll see how it is if I'm with somebody that you know can at least watch for me because I mean the mask, you know I'm going to have some visual impairment. That's
Hmm.
expected just because I'm wearing a mask and things like that. But you know just because I know how tight we're going to be with everybody, I remember how it was with Iron Man getting around through crowds. So it's going to be a little interesting. I've never really
Yeah.
done a big outside prop like that that's not actually physically mounted to my body somehow. So
Right.
I'll be doing one of these, trying to wonder how to do it.
It would just probably just have to hold it high and hope for the best.
Well, it is tall. It's that's probably going to be not next week, but the week following when I finish that all up and go over it. It's over 7 feet tall. Even with my 4-inch extended boots,
Hmm.
my head still stands underneath the blade. The blade still
Wow.
above my head. So that at least that stuff should be out of the crowd.
Right.
Um, So
But
right now,
every year the costumes get bigger and bigger.
we do, and the crowds are going to
So,
get more and more. So,
mhm.
honestly, I don't see myself walking around with this that much. I see
Mhm.
myself parking myself somewhere in the Marriott and just hoping people gather around.
Right. Which they will. They definitely will.
Plus, we're going to have a pretty large just steampunk lantern core group there anyway, and I
Right.
imagine once we start to get 4 or 5 people standing around, we won't have to move
Right.
or to just stay in one place once we get bored or we're looking for air conditioning.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
very much an inside costume.
yeah, yeah. So what I have really left here to do is I have to finish the wiring on this, which probably take me about an hour or so, just to hide some of the wiring through the vests. Pretty much the way
Mhm.
I'm going to wire it up is the shoulder pads, although they're removable, just because I don't have the right proper clips and we're getting kind of time constrained, I'm going to just permanently make it so that all wiring is wired together, so you really can't remove any of them.
Mm.
Everything's just going to be wired up to the vest. So the shoulder pads will stay on the vest. The cape's going to stay on the vest too. Although it can be removed, the way I'm going to wire it up, I'm going to have like a hidden wire and basically a push button on-off switch. Smoke, just
Mhm.
working a push button is going to be easier. Um, Unfortunately, I have a toggle switch for the rest of these lights mounted on the vest, sort of hidden in the back. So far, I can turn it on and off with these gloves. Uh,
Right.
that's not a problem, but I'm trying to make the switches bigger so that they're easier to hit. Um, that unfortunately um, does not have any types of push button switches like that. Although I might put them in because I haven't finished wiring it all up yet.
Mhm.
So those put into finishing up that lantern. And then I figure at least another week to get these done. So I'm shooting 3 weeks. I should be able to get this done, which should technically leave me roughly 2 extra weeks to get the camera done and
Right.
any follow up stuff because I did want to update my
Right. Right.
Elsa costume, just fix some things on it. I have a new wig now for it from Arta, thankfully, and it fits. It doesn't isn't too tight
Oh,
on.
good.
Yeah, I was worried about that, and I put it on and went, oh my, this is great. This is wonderful stuff.
Yeah, their wigs are good for us big head people.
Yeah, so yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm still up in the air of what my costumes I'm even going to bring. I mean, obviously this one I'm going to bring my male Elsa. I keep having people wanting and bugging me to bring Iron Man again, and I just don't think I have the room to do it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have my Captain N costume, uh, which I haven't really shown that. I don't know if you remember that old television show, Captain N the Game Master.
No, I remember you telling me about it.
Yeah, real quick one. It's been done. I built it actually over last Christmas. It took me about a month. But I love the old Zapper guns. Always wanted one of these as a kid. I don't know if you probably a little too young to catch the old show.
Yeah.
It was on the air from like 90 to 92, 3 seasons. But yeah, this is a little of my own design.
Ow.
Yeah. And plus it has a little beeper on it. I
Nice.
completely rewired this whole thing to be able to just sort of shoot on its own. So that's possibly a Thursday night costume, but I'm not real sure.
My goodness.
I got a lot of stuff in the closet. Pardon that joke.
It's hard when you get to that point of cosplay where it's like, I have like 17 costumes done and I don't want to wear any of them.
Yeah, like what do I want to wear today? But yeah, we'll figure it all out. Probably make an announcement on my page whenever I figure out what I'm actually going to be wearing for it. But yeah, everything's going along pretty much. It's going to be down to the wire. It's still going to be down to the wire to get everything done, but that's what builds suspense.
Yeah.
But that's about it for this week.
Oh my goodness. I'm still stressing for you
Yeah,
and
I
for
know
myself.
it's not going to do us much good, so we're
Yeah,
just
no.
plugging along here and get it all done. But I think by this weekend, I should be able to make some good progress on these gloves. Once I get them completely done and I get started on the bracers, I'll breathe a little bit easier.
Right.
We're getting there.
You have a lot of done so far though, which is amazing.
Yeah, progress is sort of weird. Some days are good, some days are not. Just depends on the mood I'm in.
Yeah. It's always like that though.
We'll find out. We'll see how good I can be here.
Yeah. Well, until next time.
Yeah,
We'll,
just next week.
yep. And I don't want to think about how many weeks it will be at until after that, but we'll see you next week.